in his neck. He's sick of being in pain, but hesitant that raw foods and herbs can heal his neck because there are literally places of broken bone in there. Dad, you got to get with it. What creates healing in the body? I mean, you have to get to the two sides of chemistry. Even though you have trauma, trauma always creates acidosis. It's up to the body's lymphatic system to clean that trauma, those damaged cells, and all that implies, all the chemistry involved in that. Clean all that out. The blood just brings the chemistry in, you know, to help heal these areas. But it's the lymph that has to clean the areas. If the lymph can't move these wastes out and these acids out of these tissues, and if you already had problems moving lymph and you already had lymphatic problems, you're not going to heal well. And if you have fractured bones, the body will try to expel them out the skin, but you have to heal or rebuild that bone structure. The body will disintegrate bone after a while, but I've seen pieces of bone come out of people during detoxification, easy. But why would you be concerned that raw foods wouldn't heal the body? Cooked foods will. Proteins will. Proteins don't heal crap. Matter of fact, that's the illusion that's out there, is that proteins heal. You might need some amino acids for repair and stuff, but you eat a high protein diet, you'll never heal. Look at the experiment offered by Arnold Ehret and even myself. As a matter of fact, I was talking to another guy who's a high fruitarian, and they went to check his blood and he wouldn't even bleed. And that's the issue. When you get way up there, you not only don't bleed when you cut yourself, you rapidly, and I'm talking rapidly, within a day to 2 days at most, heal. If you don't believe it, then you try it and you disprove it. You can't sit there and say, no, this doesn't work, without you trying it, because then your idea of it wouldn't work wouldn't hold any water. You know, you can have opinions, but opinions are worthless. They're just opinions and they hold no facts. But when you wear the robe and you do the program and you don't have results, and you can say, well, it didn't work for me. But until then, opinions are basically worthless. But if you want to fix yourself, you need to listen to your daughter here or son. He is seriously considering getting some shot of steroids right into the nerve in his neck, which will numb the nerve. That is not normal. What should... Well, you know, pinched nerve and nerves like this, highly inflamed nerves, are definitely very painful. I would definitely use the brain and nerve formula #2. At the same time, I'm sure he's been to chiropractors, but make sure that you're not pinching any nerve here. Any damage there has to be repaired, and before you can repair damage, you've got to move lymph. It's you have to go back and review these videos about what causes the destruction of cells outside of trauma, of course, what breaks down tissue, and then when you have trauma, what cleans up the mess. And when you get that, and you understand that, and you understand what side of chemistry predominantly the body needs to be on in a hydrated state, and what makes healing, which side of chemistry is the healing side of chemistry predominantly. It isn't the acid side, and that's what trauma creates, acidosis. And then probably on top of already acidosis, stiff, tight up here, you're not going to heal. I don't care who you go to. You're not going to heal because the body can't heal in an acidic medium. So real important that your dad get a hold of that and go down that road, or he'll just suffer. How do you feel about eating 30 bananas a day? Go for it. Doc, I washed my hands with your Parasite M formula. Now I have sweaty palms. It's been over a month now, and I can't seem to get them back to their original state of non-sweating. Well, if you're sweating aggressive, I don't know if Parasite M did that or not. If it did, wow, it started opening up a flow there. Remember, your largest cells here is your hands and your feet, and of course that's where you tend to sweat. You tend to sweat around lymph nodes and your hands and feet, and the reason is, what is the skin in the first place? The body's third kidney. This tells me that your kidneys are not filtering well, and now you've opened up this port, so to speak, and this is what happens in black salve cases too. When you start pulling a tumor out, that's okay. The problem is that the reason that you have a tumor is your lymph system isn't filtering through your kidneys. When that happens, then pulling a tumor out just does nothing but open up a door. And now, since the kidney door is closed, wherever you cut yourself, wherever you have a tumor and pull it out, wherever there's an opening, That's a port. The body takes full advantage of these things. Remember, the body's a very wise organism, and it does that. I don't know if Parasite M did that, but that's pretty cool. The fact that you're sweating from your palms definitely indicates weak kidney on that side, or on both sides. But yeah, you could do some hot and cold applications in the hands, you know, put some real ice water, real hot water, and go back and forth and do some hydrotherapy there. Might help you. Get on the lymphatic formulas and the kidney formulas. That'll be better for you in that way there, my man. You guys are pretty interesting, trying these formulas in every way. I find that quite interesting. But sounds like you were backed up in your hands lymphatically, and that just opened that up for you. 303, hi honey, this is bad. Dr. Morris, advice please. Quite nasty cat bite. Well, whenever you have cat, snake, spider, anything like that, load up on the lymphatics and kidneys right off. You can do the Parasite M, of course, no question about that. It's a good idea. And topically, you could put the Heal-All tea. You know, make some Heal-All tea and use the tea shavings and put yourself a poultice on that. That'll really help heal that, draw that out of there, and heal that up. That's what I would do. I'm out of my Heal-All salve, but that's same herbs, but very excellent for healing up things like this. But internally, yeah, you want to kick up on that lymphatic. That's for poisons, lymph, tumors, all those things like that. Rattlesnake bites, black widow bites, recluse spider bites. Absolutely, we get recluse spider bites in here all the time. Medically, it's a nightmare. They come in generally after they've been to the hospital, and it's horrible. And we just clean them right up. It's like that lady in the news that she's being consumed by flesh-eating virus or bacteria. Boy, I'd like to have that case. I'd really like, but you'd never get in on that case. They've cut off her leg, something else. They're probably cut off her fingers. They cut off part of her torso. That's interesting. That's why I can tell you that it is so important to get yourselves healthy today, because we're creating some mutants out there, and the condition of people's cells right now and the toxicities in the body, humans are just trash garbage dumps physically. These physical bodies are nasty. We've insulted the Supreme Being big time in terms of what we got and how we took care of it. Immaturity of the mind at this level. It will mature, I suppose, as time goes down the road, but whew, is it slow. I guess to the annals of infinity, you know, several thousand years is nothing. Don't want to go to the hospital because they'd only give me antibiotics. Well, you can take the Parasite M as an antibiotic, but just use that lymphatic formula, use a poultice of the Heal-All tea, and that should clean that right up there. Applied a couple of poultice of plantain, comfrey. Okay, this is good. No, this is good. No. And a bit of cleavers and bilberry. Oh, that's an excellent take, dear. Yeah, excellent take. Did some good, but some infection still remains. We'll go internally now. Go internally. You can use the blood formula. You can use the blood formula. You can use the lymphatic 1 formula liquid and use the kidney 1 liquid. That'll help clean that right up. Beautiful choice of herbs, though. Love them all. Plantain, the #1 for cat bites, rattlesnake bites. Excellent. You can take raw plantain, bruise it, put it on there. Comfrey, one of my favorites. Echinacea, definitely okay. I like it. And Gestifolia, better. Golden Seal, my favorite, of course. Black Walnut Hull, perfect. Burdock, another great. There's so many great herbs in nature. You go, oh my God, that's my favorite. Oh no, that's my favorite. Oh no, that's my favorite. You know, that's the problem with herbs. Someone asked me, well, which herb would you take on an island by yourself? Jiminy Christmas, probably Golden Seal. But I mean to tell you, how could you do that? That's like picking one fruit out of all the fruits on the planet that would be the best. Holy crap. That's torture in itself. Did some good, but some infection. I'm currently in week 3 of your detox. We'll keep on going there. Also, I've been sucking down high qualities of alfalfa cow. Boy, you guys are pretty smart. This is exactly what you, beautiful. Exactly what you do. You're doing everything perfectly. Let time be the master there. But the longer something like that takes to heal, I will tell you that'll be a clue to your toxicity levels. Always case, and just like the father there, the higher the toxicity, in other words, the less you're moving your lymphatic system, the more toxic and acidic you become, the lot longer it takes to heal from these type of bites. That's why it's always good to clean the human body up as much as possible for the future on this planet. Ooh, but good 303. Good job there. You're doing well. Just you could kick up the lymphatics, get the blood formula and the kidney formula. You could pick that up one dropper full 4 or 5 times a day, or every 2 or 3 hours, quite frankly. You can kick it up. When you have some stat need for something, you can kick these herbs up 4 or 5 times a day, every 2 or 3 hours. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can go much more aggressive about this. Absolutely. This is another repost here. I am trying to clear GI tract of yeast buildup and parasites. Well, okay, but don't get overshadowed that that's a causative factor of everything. This is some of the problems out there that I see, is that you have some books that blame every symptom in the world on yeast. Everything's a candida problem. You know, I just love these kind of people, because they're just way out there. They don't have a clue. And so they blame everything on one thing or something. Hilda Clark was bad about that. And I felt she was just so off point. But, you know, everybody made the zapper and everybody went over that. But the problem is that you can't kill the messengers. You've got to go deeper in your understanding of why you're creating a good culturing medium. You're going to always have a culturing medium for bacterium, because that's the sewer system, and your body has to have your sewer system working well, or that's why the word diseases are promoted by the allopathic community. We know it as simply toxicity and acidosis. But you know, let them use the fancy words, because they just keep getting deeper in the woods and can't find their way back home. And they need to. So, easy, and taking Parasite M&G capsules, and you only need to do it a month or two. If you don't see any worms or flukes, you're good, especially after a month or two on Parasite G, because you're going to kill about everything, and the eggs are going to recycle in that period of time, so you should be able to get that. You're not going to clear candida completely out of the body until you get your lymph system in a better way. If you feel like candida is a problem in your body, then 2 things. Remember, the adrenal glands and sugar metabolism, so stay away from all starches, get your adrenal glands up. Use Parasite M to help control the overgrowth of yeast, and at the same time move lymph. Especially if you have fungus in the toenails and fingernails, you got to move lymph to be 100% successful. You can kill it and bring it down, but to be 100% successful, the lymph is the key, always. And it keeps coming back to that, but you know what? There's a human body, again, bunch of cells, 2 fluids, blood and lymph. What more do you have to look at? I mean, there's not more in there. And of course, the morphology of a cell is totally dependent upon the environment of the pH, the environment of solutions. And that's why we get to acids and what that does to solutions in the environment. And of course, the word corrosive comes into mind. So stiff, tight, decay, all acidosis.